Steve. David James and Gordon McQueen are looking forward to talking about that first half. United lead 1-0, but the story, United down to 10 men, Neville off, game on.
1-0 up, might have been 2-0 up, looked as if they were going out in the game and win comfortably, and the whole Gary Neville thing's turned the game on its head.
Player cam, press your red button to go interactive, is with an unpopular player around these parts, a man I suspect with a bit of a bruise, Steve McManaman. Here's Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Well, here come Manchester City again, out for a second half in an FA Cup match, trailing, this time by just one. But now, how will they cope with the psychology of having an extra player? They cope brilliantly for Kevin Keegan, a man down at White Hart Lane. There's a lot of this in the mind, Andy, isn't there, because of the past history here as well.
And I'm just looking at Sir Alex Ferguson walking along a touchline, man. He came out and he immediately was punching the air to the fans around behind the goal and the side there, getting them going, because I think he knows he looks angry, he looks annoyed, Manchester United manager, and he wants the fans to play their part.
Well, this has happened at the end of an erratic spell by Manchester United. Their Premiership performances haven't been to the manager's liking, and now they'll need plenty of FA Cup steel here, even in their own backyard. But it is a real opportunity for Manchester City to seize the initiative. Well, there's no flag by the assistant. Ronaldo had taken the ball out, cleared by Van Bauten.
Certainly a job on for Ronaldo and Giggs, particularly for Manchester United when they have the ball. Two players who are capable of doing what Ronaldo did then and taking the ball lots of yards up the pitch, giving his teammates a little breather, should they need it, of course. But this Manchester United team are good enough to cope with losing a man and keep the ball like they're doing now.
Dista. Sobieski had a good look round to see what had happened and to see whether the referee was going to help him, but he wasn't. Van Boyd. Fowler letting it run for Sobieski. Sean Wright-Phillips looking for support in the centre. It's a little bit late arriving, but it is arriving. It's only picked out the head of O'Shea. Done. Sobieski.
Had enough time, but not a convincing attempt from Sobieski. Never looked at it as most comfortable here on his left side. Never threatening the goal, really. It was a lovely break, though, initially. That's what they'll be looking to do, is spring Sean Wright-Phillips wide on the right here. Just not so sure they'll get as much width on the left. And I think when you have the extra man, I think you have to make the pitch as wide as possible.
O'Shea. Well, they could put McManaman wide on that left-hand side.
I think he's reluctant to go so. He's reluctant to do it. He's reluctant to stay there, Steve McManaman.
I think he's reluctant to go too near the crowd. I think it's fair to say that the Liverpudlians in the Manchester City ranks sent Gary Neville on his way with their best wishes. But done. Wright-Phillips. Good turn by Fortune. McManaman definitely central at the moment. Sobieski is tucking it forward from Neville, the good cricketer that he once was, reading the spin well. A bit of rain in the air. Keane. Good chase by Ronaldo.
And good covering by McManaman. Tarnat again, cut upfield. Big gap in behind. He was quick to see it.
Manchester United with a corner. They've lost only one of the last 19 matches against Manchester City. It was relatively recently, last season, the last derby at Main Road. Giggs. Silvestre trying to get there. Tarnat beat him to it. Phil Neville, then Silvestre. Offside. Van Nistelrooy. Maybe Ronaldo as well.
Got out well. It's a pretty good line coming out. The ball didn't go that far, but look how quick they're out. No doubt about decision.
Sibierski. Barton, who's made it to the second half in this FA Cup tie. There was a little bit of doubt about that when he got involved in the Gary Neville episode. Fowler. McManaman. Tarnat to the left. Back into Barton again. Rayner. Dunn. Sibierski, Barton. Fowler fighting for it. Back with Sibierski again. McManaman. Dunn's first time cross is a waste of the patience of the approach work.
And it'll be something like that City are looking to do. Keep possession, work Manchester United across the pitch. The one thing they have to get is better quality than Richard Dunn provided them with there.
Sibierski. It's into the back of Fowler by Silvestre. Manchester City have still got the ball. Tarnat. Sibierski. And it's Sean Wright-Phillips who scored here in the Premiership but doesn't score here in the FA Cup.
Lovely football. If he picks this ball out, it's a super ball to Sibierski, but I don't know if that was meant either, whether he was looking for Rayner's run. But he gave the goalkeeper a chance. It was a good height and pretty much straight at him.
Richard Dunn by the near post. And unmarked here, Claudio Rayner. But they got it wrong. And out comes Roy Keane. Here's Ronaldo. Will be a goal kick. Seconds earlier, Sean Wright-Phillips could have been celebrating another Old Trafford goal in his career.
He took his time. He let the ball go across onto his strong side, but you see what I mean about being a good height. And pretty much straight at Tim Howard. I would expect him to save that.
Sibierski. Tarnat. Well, it's not just a place in the quarter-final at stake here. The round, incidentally, Manchester United haven't reached since they last won the FA Cup in 1999. Of course, all the local bragging rights as well. And just imagine how, if Manchester United were to win in these circumstances, how painful it would be for City followers. McManaman. Dunn. McManaman's back heel, Wright-Phillips. Scholes got the ball, had to, in his own penalty area. Barton.
Unlucky. Well, they're getting a little bit of joy, down this right-hand side with Sean Wright-Phillips and Richard Dunn.
Van Boyten. settled in for possession, Manchester City. They've made one good chance. These are nervous times for Manchester United. Ronaldo showing that he can defend and do it in a composed manner.
But again, it's possession, wasted, squandered. No real craft or thought in that ball from Joey Barton when he played it.
Scholes, definitely the midfield man now. Phil Neville. And he got a bad run of the ball then, trying to just cut it back to Keane. Sent up at the moment of contact. McManaman. Sylvester, Barton had one eye on him. Free kick given against Fortune.
The only thing I thought Sir Alex might think about at half-time was, I wondered about Nicky Butt. You know, somebody who's been around the block, who knows what's required, particularly in this match and in the cup tie, you know it is. And I wondered about Ronaldo. I mean, if you took him off, Martin, and said, OK, just play the 4 players who know what it's all about in that midfield. You don't really need any great width on the right, because City don't have much width on their own left. So I thought he might have thought about that.
Reina. Right, Phillips heads on. Comes to Sibierski. But this is what Ronaldo does give them, a chance to get out. And I'm sure later on, if it stays 1-0,
that might well happen.
Shorter period to defend. The risk, of course, a change now, and with Nicky Butt on, they didn't concede a goal. He waits and wonders, as does Diego Forlan. Where's Brown? Roy Carroll.
I just wondered about that chance from Sibierski. As it was dropping, I'm thinking, let it drop and volley it, hit it. But he opted to take it early with a header, but never really troubled anyone.
Free kick not taken from the right place. Jeff Winter was having a word with McManaman. Joey Barton playing it back and being sporting in doing that. Almost hit the referee. You saw the funny side of it.
I remember he got hammered with one at Anfield, I think, one night you were there, didn't he? Jeff Winter.
Or was he just hammered by you?
No. He definitely got hammered with the ball.
Van Nistelrooy. It's good play by the front man for Manchester United. Ronaldo. Scholes. Super wing play from Roy Keane. It's that type of talent and attitude, especially attitude in adversity, that means so much to Manchester United. In a strange way, he'll be revelling in this. What a win it would be. Not exactly tight on John O'Shea and Silvestre. Right, Phillips. Fowler. Can wait for support. He's got McManaman really urging himself forward on the outside. There. Reina's got into the middle. Back towards Fowler's feet again. Doesn't get there. Deflection that helps City. Done. It's a better cross. Sibierski. Oh, what a save!
What a save!
From Barton by Howard.
Well, as the last one I thought he should have saved, he's maybe got no right to save this one. That's a fantastic effort from Barton at the back post. It's got goal written all over it. What a magnificent save.
Tarnat with the corner. Distat. Just brushed his eyebrows. McManaman. Right, Phillips. Flag was up. Didn't realise. But it was a magnificent stop.
Well, they're getting plenty of players forward, Manchester City. And this is a great effort. Controlled the volley. I mean, from that distance, it's a pure instinct from the goalkeeper. But what a strong right arm it is here to get it up and away. Fabulous stuff.
It was a very good header by Antoine Sibierski to give Barton a chance. Blue Moon is being booed. That's the City anthem being drowned out at Old Trafford. But can the Manchester City fire be put out by the 10 men of Manchester United? We've seen some acts of heroism already. Van Nistelrooy. And Giggs charging through. Dunn sees him off.
He wants a corner. Not so sure it was, but it was a lovely break, and this is what City have to guard against. Good play from Van Nistelrooy, good vision, and great support play from Ryan Giggs. Looks a goal kick. You just wonder if it skips up next to Richard Dunn. It doesn't.
It's definitely a goal kick.
Manchester City have played well. Where they were so poor with their use of the ball first half, they've been much, much better. I know they have the extra man, but it isn't always the case that you can play better. They have done. They've used it better. They've worked the ball across the pitch better, and they've created chances. There's a testing half hour coming up for Manchester United.
Lovely play between Giggs and Keane. They're keeping their cool. Experienced players on a day when Gary Neville played more than the 400 games that Paul Scholes has reached today, when he lost his head and used his head in the same moment. O'Shea, half an hour to go. Never been a replay in the FA Cup between Manchester United and Manchester City. Scholes. Van Nistelrooy pulling away from Distin. Jeff Winter spreads his arms, waves away the penalty shouts.
Yeah, I think he was just strong, Van Mouten. There's no real plea from anyone else. I watched Ryan Giggs right beside the referee, not interested. I always think players' reactions are good to watch. Van Nistelrooy doesn't seem to have a problem with it.
Sibierski, Fowler, it's McManaman! Manchester United were cut apart then. Sibierski going in, well watched by Silvestre.
Well, they've carved him wide open. Absolutely wide open with a little one-touch footballing. Well, that was tentative. A tentative prod from Steve McManaman.
Well, it was more a miss than a save. Dunn. Reina. Sibierski out tackling Keane. Dunn. Sweeps it in again. Tarnat hit Robbie Fowler. It's a shame for City. Well, let's go back first of all to Jeff Winter's penalty assessment here.
Well, he's got a really good view of this, but you see what I mean about Van Mouten. There's a tackle there, and there's both players are going over. It's not a penalty in my opinion. The referee gets that absolutely right. But you can see where the referee is. He sees the ball. There's the tackle. He sees that. He's not interested. I think he's right.
Could well have been seen as a push by Distin. Again, Van Nistelrooy not complaining. And now, at least it's consistency from Jeff Winter, because he could have called that one in favour of Wright Phillips and didn't. He's going to give that one against Roy Keane. Joey Barton, who looks up to Keane and would love to become half the player that Roy Keane has been. And has all the attributes to do just that, and maybe more. Free kick to Manchester City. Michael Tarnack to take it. Fowler. Keane was behind him. Distan. McManaman. Fowler. There's still plenty of time left, but will Manchester City rue this from Steve McManaman?
Well, I just thought he could have done anything here, Martin, except that. You could see that. It's not a convincing finish, this, is it? You know,
it is a dropping ball, to be fair.
No, but players of this quality, you know, it's not a difficult volley. You really put your foot through that. It was a little tentative side foot prod.
Do you remember that goal he got for England against Portugal in Euro 2000? That was a volley, and he whipped it in. He'd love to have had the same sort of contact here. I'm sure you'll see it again in the build-up to England's trip to Portugal on Wednesday. No England squad as yet, but I'd be surprised if Steve McManaman was in it.
No. So would Steve McManaman.
But talking of Portugal, and as we mentioned in the first half, he is looking to add to his 2 senior caps already. Still only 19, only just 19 in fact. And you can follow him if you're a Sky Digital viewer via the red button on your remote.
Well, it's certainly getting worked. I mean, the defence has been getting a bit of criticism in the last couple of games. And at the moment, with the help of some pretty good goalkeeping, they're managing to keep a clean sheet.
Giggs, scorer in a poll of the greatest ever FA Cup goal.
Yeah, can't remember that.
At the expense of Arsenal, if you're wondering. I'm sure you're not. Trouble for Tarnack, and maybe trouble for Manchester City. Ronaldo. It's a corner they've got to deal with.
Well, they've got to be careful. It's good closing down, but Tarnack gave him a chance. He had ample opportunity to clear that, and he didn't. That might not have been a corner either.
Keane. Back with Ronaldo again. With the dancing shoes. Tarnack eventually gets his team out of the harm that he put them into.
Well, you look at what Kevin might do, Kevin Keegan that is, and what has he had to avenge. He's obviously got Jonathan Mack in there. That would be an obvious choice if you're looking for a little bit of support, somebody who might get you a goal. Kevin saying he was unlucky, Mack, to be left out.
Well, he got them the goal in the replay win at Leicester, and of course he got them the winning goal at White Hart Lane. Fortune didn't have to try and get out of the way, and he certainly didn't try to get out of the way when he's on all fours. Phillips couldn't hurdle him. Distan. McManaman, a fetcher and carrier here. It's the role that he ended up playing at Real Madrid.
Well, they can get the ball to this position at will. But it's that sort of thing.
For done.
You know, they can get the ball there, Manchester City, time and time again. 25, 30 yards from goal. And to be fair to them, they have created 1 or 2 excellent opportunities.
Ronaldo has played his part in the work ethic that they've needed with 10 men. Keane calling in the build-up to this game for more of what is needed to be a Manchester United player. Is well found by Fortune. Giggs. Well, they've been in good voice, particularly since their side went down to 10 men, Manchester United, but we know time is ticking away. We're into the last quarter now. Reina, Sobieski. But McManaman. Back for Joey Barton again.
Again, they get it there, 30 yards from goal, and it's choices then. Best players get the choices right more often than not. That's what Manchester City have to do. Plenty of attempts, can't argue with that. Most of those, the majority, vast majority, second half attempts as well. And they've worked the goalkeeper.
Distan. That's a stray header for McManaman. Giggs. Van Nistelrooy. And Distan. Handball shouts. Appeals for goal kick.
It's everything going on. I think he just tries to play it in. It might have at some time or other hit the arm, dead off his foot, but penalty? Don't think so.
O'Shea makes the first run and is unmarked. Nistelrooy gets a boot to it, and Boyton gets a head to it. And then O'Shea can steer it wide to Cristiano Ronaldo. Van Nistelrooy! The 10 men have made it 2-0. Never write off Manchester United.
Well, Robbie Fowler and Cole are thinking free kick here, but not from that mark. Just watch as the ball goes outside the box and Roy Keane and Fowler go for it. Bounces up, the foot comes up. Robbie Fowler immediately looks round thinking it's a free kick, doesn't get it. But what a ball this is again. And City just don't deal with it. He did it late on against Everton, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he found his mate at the back post for a winning goal late on. Might not be the winning goal, but it gives Manchester United a bit of relief. Goal poacher supreme. Johnny on the spot. Sir Alex Ferguson a lot more comfortable now.
And even though it was close in, it took a bit of finishing because the ball bounced up. Giggs it was who'd gone near post. And might well have been celebrating his goal if he'd made real contact. But round the back, Ruud van Nistelrooy. Well, now Manchester City have to find the sort of heroism that they had in the second half at White Hart Lane. And McManaman's miss, or miss-hit, shall we say, does come into even sharper significance. And the save from Howard from Barton's volley. Sobieski.
What it does show you is if you put the ball into the right area from wide, it is at times almost impossible if you're a defender to deal with it.
So Alex Ferguson will celebrate a 50th win as a manager in the FA Cup if Manchester United get success today against the club that he got his first win against back in 1987, and what was a third-round tie. Fortune. Past Sobieski. Almost dismissed him with disdain. Oh, what a save by Harrison, but in goes Ronaldo. It's 3. Giggs with the shot, Harrison with the save, Ronaldo with the goal. And Manchester United, a man light, are now running riot.
Great ball again. And all the damage is done wide again from Manchester United. 3 goals from 3 balls into the box. Lovely play. Skips past Sobieski far too easily here. No, it's a token gesture, but the goalkeeper doesn't get any luck. It's a quite stunning save. You talk about a good hand to get it up and away. He didn't really have it there. He stops it, but can only just help it into the air. And Ronaldo pretty much seals this game. right there and then.
Well, he made the second, the significant goal. He scored the third. As you see, only his second Manchester United goal in his first season here. And I bet they're glad they kept him on, Andy.
Oh, yeah.
McManaman. And what will this do to Manchester City? Fowler. I suppose Tottenham fans will be thinking, well, it might revive them. But it's looking like more Old Trafford misery. And Ronaldo has them dancing to his tune again.
Showboat time. Certainly for 20 minutes in this half, it was anything but for Manchester United. They were pinned back for decent spells and had to hang on in many ways to that 1-0 lead. But there is a difference in the quality at the moment at the top end of the pitch, and I think that's been shown today.
Depleted, but certainly not diffused. Van Boyten to Dunn. McManaman, flag up against Fowler.
City's big mistake in the match is not getting a goal when Kevin Keegan's side were on top. An excellent 20 minutes at the beginning of this second half. 3 or 4 excellent chances. That man made a couple of very big saves and a couple of less than convincing attempts from a couple of City players, and they didn't get the goal. And then Ronaldo's cross and then his goal pretty much sealed the game.
It's gloom plus for Manchester City. The scenario was set out for them in the second half to take advantage of Gary Neville's momentary madness, to take advantage of an extra man, to lay some Old Trafford ghosts. And it looks like, well, it's almost certainly Old Trafford agony again. Reina, McManaman, Barton. Now Reina. No flag against Fowler this time. Looking for a longer throw. But done. Distin. Tanat! They've got one back. Surely not, Andy, surely not.
Do you believe in miracles?
In the FA Cup, I believe in miracles. Manchester City must believe in miracles here.
Well, this is where Ronaldo switches off. Look at the back post. He just has no interest in defending it. He just watches the ball. He allows Tarmac to just almost walk in behind him. And he's got too good a left foot, the German, not to take this chance. See, that was convincing. That was meant. Unlike McManaman's earlier, what I thought was, well, again, a tentative one.
Into supreme adversity, Manchester City again find some strength, but Ronaldo, it's a good tackle by Van Boyten, and a good interception by John O'Shea. Giggs played onside by Dunn. It's 3 against 1. It's not quite that now. Well, we're going to see some extraordinary shapes, I think, to counter-attacks, because Manchester City have simply got to go for it. They were short of numbers at the back then. They can at least regroup as Tarnat. Got to be very careful. He was cautioned early in the game.
He was, and what you don't want to see, and it's easy to say, but players around the referee there telling him exactly that, trying to influence Jeff Winter. But that's the nature of the game we're watching.
Well, vis-a-vis the offside law, Ruud van Nistelrooy need to see him in a wider context, really. Loitering with intent. Round the back goes Keane. Van Nistelrooy. Well, he scores. It's 4-1. They've risen to the challenge again.
Yet again, they don't deal with the cross. I just wonder if he gets back on side and that ball's played. It's borderline again. But great recovering from Roy Keane. Rescues that ball, makes it his. But I don't see why that isn't offside, I have to say. It's a good response, isn't it? The goal just made you wonder, City's goal that is, whether there was any possible way back. Surely now that has shut the door firmly in their faces.
Well, we talked about a miracle, offside or not, the miracle really is Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah.
But it's got to be questionable. I mean, he's in there, the ball's gone over him in the first place. Distract, deceive.
He's in there to score a goal. Everyone in a free kick goes in the box is there to score a goal.
But Paul Canadine, with all sorts of pieces of paper, I'm sure, to read it and briefings to attend. Keith Hackett, who is the man in charge of refereeing at the moment, is at the game today. All right, it is a fourth goal in a 4-1 scoreline, but with 10 minutes left, City have just scored. It is an important moment in the match.
It's a big important moment as well. Ruud van Nistelrooy hasn't gotten up in that last challenge. And if there's one player that Sir Alex Ferguson wouldn't want any damage to, it would be a star striker. The concern is there, you can see it. And it'll be a case of any doubt, get him off. I'm sure that was instructions.
Well, of course, Sir Alex Ferguson has to decide after this game which of his players will be fit enough to go off on international duty. Van Nistelrooy, for the record, now has 4 goals in 4 Manchester derbies.
Just landed awkwardly, didn't he?
Fowler would do as well to keep facing the pitch. Van Nistelrooy, keeping going. Couldn't quite connect that.
He's been great again, Manchester United skipper. He really
just doesn't lose Merseyside derbies. He doesn't lose too many FA Cup games as well. Brilliant tackle, Giggs. It could be 5, it could be a hat-trick, but Van Nistelrooy maybe not quite in full working order. Couldn't take it in towards goal. Ronaldo gets a very big slice on the left footer.
That's so typically Roy Keane. This late in the game, 4-1 up, but did he give that ball up? You better believe he didn't. Just sat up for Van Nistelrooy here, took a little bobble, didn't help the control. And this went for a throw-in, would you believe that shot?
And there's Scholes getting in the face of Joey Barton. One relieved Manchester United player. One very successful Manchester United player again today.
Well, he's got 2 goals today. And I think if you add up the distance from goal, or both of them, combined wouldn't be more than 3 yards.
It's always the best place to get a chance in, isn't it? Barton. Reina.
But the failing of Manchester City has been conceding too many goals. You look at the record, it's not a great one. And that's where they've got most of the problems. And they haven't, again, defended balls played into the box well enough. I know they've been difficult, and I've said at times that sometimes they're almost impossible to deal with. But deal with them you have to at times, and City haven't done. And 4 times they've conceded.
Fortune. Here's Reina. Done. Here's Barton. It's caught by Keane. The free kick within range for Manchester City. Maybe another chance for Tarnat to show the power in his left foot. Just 5 minutes left. Fowler takes a quick one and scores from it. Howard didn't see it coming quickly enough. Very quick thinking by Robbie Fowler.
Again, there's such a lot of confusion about whether you're allowed a quick free kick or not. Robbie Fowler's obviously asked him, and he steps away. There you go. But that's no warning to the goalkeeper, I have to say. We've got a lot of sympathy. I know we're saying the attacking side should always get the advantage, but you do feel for the goalkeeper in a situation like that. But he stepped away, Jeff Winter, and that's the signal to anyone watching that he's allowing a quick one.
Well, it's another twist to the drama, if not quite a sting in the tail. McManaman. Done. Got a good angle for a cross here. Sobieski's very good in the air. Not quite good enough or accurate enough.
I tell you, it's not a bad header. I mean, Richard Dunn has so much of the ball second half, and this time he does produce a quality cross. I think that's beaten Tim Howard. Otherwise, he's confident it's going wide. Oh, he doesn't know the goalkeeper, does he? He's beaten.
But it just tells you, Andy, the significance of that last Ruud van Nistelrooy goal and the question mark that will be raised about it.
Well, that's, you know my feeling on it. If he doesn't get himself back on side,
that can't be another phase of play that quickly.
Another phase of play. It's a load of rubbish they're talking about. Another phase of play doesn't exist. He's in the middle of the goal. And if he, as long as he gets back on side before the ball's played, fine. But he didn't, so he must be offside. I just don't understand it.
Well, I think it was a mistake. Here's Bart, Distat, Fowler. Oh. Frustrated with everything at the moment, Robbie Fowler.
I think if that was on his left side, I might have had a different result. But it just goes to show, you said that. Manchester City have had enough opportunities in the second half to be even closer than 4-2.
It's Ryan Giggs who gives way. Poor Nicky Butt to come on and just try and put out the remaining fire that Manchester City is showing here.
And it might be the case as well that, as I said, Richard Dunn has an enormous amount of the ball on this right-hand side. He might have just told Nicky Butt just to go in there and just block it off in front of Quentin Fortune for the last few minutes of this game.
Reina. There's 2 more goals conceded by Manchester United, but 2 goals conceded when they're down to 10 men. Kevin Keegan's old club, Liverpool, in action on Sunday against Portsmouth. Again, 5th round of the FA Cup. You can see it live, Sky Sports 1. 30 years ago, Liverpool won the FA Cup when Kevin Keegan scored twice in that final against Newcastle. right this time. Not doing duty on the left. Gone out. Phil Neville's got a problem. Sobieski.
What a chance. Maybe not even from the header, but the support he's got here, if he's aware of it. I mean, Dickie Butt should do better there. But the ball in. It's a free header, 12 yards. He had good support all around if he wants to nod it down to anyone. But he took the header on. Oh, not bad. Attempts at goal from Manchester City. Over half of them on target.
Right, Phillips. Rayner. Similar to the flick from Keane, which helped pave the way to Manchester United's opening goal.
But anywhere will do for Manchester United at the moment. See it out. That'll be the word to Alex Ferguson's team. 2 minutes of stoppage time, they've got to see it out.
Sylvestre. Let's get across the ground well, Joe, but to get his challenges in. We talk about closing down, but you've got to have the speed to be able to do it, not just the attitude. And Wes Brown is coming on for Phil Neville in stoppage time. He goes off to a claim, unlike his brother earlier in the day. Well, of course, I'm going to need Wes Brown. Gary Neville will get a 3-game ban for violent conduct. Rio Ferdinand telling us earlier in the day is still a few weeks away from hearing the results of his appeal. And surely, whatever happens, won't allow him to start playing again straight away. So there are some consequences of a difficult nature from this day, which has had so much positive in the end for Manchester United. Sobieski. Tim Howard has had some terrific contributions. They talk about him maybe not looking such a good goalkeeper recently with the difficulties of those defending in front of him. He's looked a very good goalkeeper in the second half.
The one save from Joey Barton could easily have been a pivotal one. 1-0, but they got City level at a time when they really were on top.
But Keane still buying Manchester United a bit more time, and they're only dealing in seconds now before the final whistle. Fowler, Sobieski. Fowler won't get it. Yes, he does, and Sobieski puts it to Robbie Fowler. He couldn't run it through, then Rayner's there. And Van Boyten. Sylvestre scraping it away. They've won it. Red, the Valentine Day colour in Manchester. 2 goals from Ruud van Nistelrooy as Manchester United got big with 10 men. So Alex Ferguson gets his 50th FA Cup win in difficult circumstances against the club that he first saw Manchester United beat as their manager back in 1987. City's Old Trafford hurt goes on. Tim Howard made some vital saves after Gary Neville had been sent off for headbutting Steve McManaman before half-time. United 1-0 up then. Paul Scholes had celebrated his 400th Manchester United appearance. There are big rewards here. A place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup for the first time for 5 years. An extension of the local bragging rights as well, though those will be up for grabs again next month when United make their first visit to the City of Manchester Stadium in the Premiership. Extraordinary game. Manchester United 4, Manchester City 2.